Hey everyone, Forrest here at Learberg. Today we wanted to show you guys a couple of concepts that we play with a lot here in our dog training. They have functions in both everyday life and in the sport world, and they're worth taking a closer look at. The first of those concepts is incompatible behaviors. So building value for behaviors that work against other behaviors that might not be so desirable. The second of those concepts is terminal responses. So where does a dog expect to put their intention or energy at the end of a behavior or a particular exercise? And we think both of these concepts are really cool and great to understand in general, but particularly useful for really motivated dogs as a way to keep them thinking and training, as well as a means of mitigating mistakes of anticipation. So I was here playing around with some of these concepts with Elle, and we thought it'd be fun to show you just a little bit of the training that I'm doing with him, using these concepts to help him stabilize himself more within position changes.
So let's break down the separate pieces for those of you that might like to try this at home. First piece is that your dog can perform position changes on verbal cue alone. So whatever your language is, void of nonverbal helps, that your dog understands how to change positions on a verbal cue. And the second step is to build the terminal response that we want. So in this particular situation, I am choosing a rear terminal response and teaching Elzer to, on the cue of rear, to move backwards to the physical aid or touchpad behind him. And as you'll notice, I'm practicing from every position. So from the down, sit, and the stand, I want him to understand that he needs to move backwards to that touchpad, which is also where he'll be rewarded. The next step is fun and optional and requires that you would have position cues that have 2 syllables. And essentially what I've done is created a different behavioral understanding for each syllable in the cue. So for example, Elzer's down command is coucher, which is French. The cou means down while the chez means back. And I've done the same for the stand. Debout, da means stand while boo means back. And all this does is helps ensure that the dog expects to supply a little bit of energy backwards in position changes, which is incompatible with energy forward. So for a dog that might be creeping forward in position changes in order to get closer, close distance to the handler, this is one way that you could use incompatibility to compete with that. Rear. Cool. And the final step is to put it all together. So we've got a dog that understands how to change positions on verbal cue, expects a rear terminal response, and if you fancy, you can play around with splitting your syllables to mean different behaviors. And what you should find at the end is a dog that changes positions with confidence, holds their piece of real estate, and makes less mistakes of anticipation.